Hello and welcome back to Ravenwood Acres. Today is our fall 2022 update. It is the 31st of October, so happy Halloween. I haven't done one of these since, I think, spring of 2022 when I was home for a short bit from South Korea. I am now back home for good, be retiring from the military in about a year, and looking forward to that and looking forward to getting a little more into the homesteading, back into it. I know my channel kind of goes all over the place. Our main focus here at Ravenwood Acres is preparedness, right? And homesteading is kind of just that next level of it. And as we moved here, when we moved here about 6 years ago, we knew that that was what our goal was. Food security is a real thing. I think most of us in the world today understand how fragile our supply chain is, and I want to be able to provide more for, healthier food for our family, be more in touch with our food, and obviously be prepared for if things get worse with the supply chains, to be able to absorb those, those times when things get tough, right? So over the last 15 months, the property has suffered a little from maintenance. Those that understand, have acreage or whatever, understand that if you leave for 15 months, things and you're the primary workforce behind maintaining those, things are going to go to the wayside a little. Biggest thing I wanted to make sure that happened while I was away, pardon me, was livestock was taken care of, which we did get rid of a lot of that to eliminate some of the challenges of maintaining it while I was gone, and keep the trees alive that we invested money into. Did a good job on both accounts. No frozen pipes, nothing major happened in the home during the winter. So hey, it was all in all. I got a little more sweat equity I need to put in, but honestly, I enjoy a lot of it. So since we've got home, a lot has changed, right? We've wanted goats. We've mentioned this. I mentioned it during, I think, my fall 2021 update. Future turkeys, we wanted those. And the universe just sees how certain things need to happen. And wife calls me one day and says, "Hey, by the way, our friend, she's moving and she needs to get rid of her goats and her turkeys." And I'm like, okay. And then found out it was like 20 turkeys to include the 2 hens, the 2 mothers, which we're like, okay, fine. We don't quite have the infrastructure. We got them in. They were small at the time. Still adapting a little bit there. Still have some work on one of the runs, because they're basically in a chicken coop and run setup right now with some free range time every day. And goats, though, we had to delay a little bit. Luckily, they weren't quite ready to move. So got the fencing done for the goats in an old goat shed that, if you've seen in old previous videos, we used for our pigs for a while. And so I got that reset up, learned some lessons there, got some videos on that I'll share here in the link in the video, and still learning. Our ultimate goal is to be able to move the goats around and help manage vegetation, right? So I don't have to do it. I don't have to spend the time removing it, and I don't have to spend the fuel and the cost associated with that, right? So all in all, it'll be, probably balance out to zero after I have the investment into the materials for the portable fencing required for that part. Looking at a couple different options, but mainly kind of the step-in pigtail style and poly rope over the electro netting, because of the way our land is laid out. The elevation changes and uneven ground. So I think that's going to be a better option for us. Turkeys, sold about half of them for a good price. People are willing to pay a good price for them, which covered basically all of our feed costs, which is outstanding. We have 3 more, I think, allocated to some friends, and the rest will go into freezer, except for the hens, the 2 original hens and 1 of the males, so we can continue this cycle through next year. Maybe try to find a couple different maybe another male to bring into the mix next year too in the spring, but we'll see. All in all, that's a good way to put some protein. We weren't planning on being able to produce here on our property quite this year. Now this fall, we'll have fall or winter, probably 8 weeks from now ish. We'll be able to ready to harvest them, and so that's awesome. Next would be probably ducks over chickens. We still have our 2 Icelandics and just the random 2, but hey, they're still laying eggs, so they're good little chickens. But chickens are so destructive, so that's probably why we'll go with ducks. And then we can get protein also from them, not just from eggs, but from meat. So, all right. Let's see. Others, forest management. Did a video on that a while back. I'll link that here, of course. The eastern side of our property definitely needs to be thinned fairly well, especially right above the house, uphill from the house. Here in where we're at in Washington, right, when we get red flag warnings for fire dangers, right, it's usually because we're getting winds out of the east. So of course, if there's private timberland or timberland behind us to the east, for some reason someone is back there messing around or whatever and accidentally or intentionally starts a fire, because we had one of those this year, but it was to the west of us, and luckily they got on that one before it got bad. An arsonist, but people lost their minds. But anyhow, get that area cleared out to remove some of that the fuels, the low ground fuels there, and then move the goats in there to help just basically cut down remove that vegetation and get it into more of a silvopasture style in that area, which that will help reduce the danger or slow a fire as it's going through there, and maybe help us, buy us some time to fight that fire before it just rolls down right on the top of our house. And yeah, maybe, if the winds are blowing, it could happen quick. VeggieGA, those raised garden beds, there's VeggieGA, I think, is another big popular one. VeggieGA, in fact, I reached out to VeggieGA and multiple times they ignored me, trying to partner with them, they weren't interested or just not active in that program. And so I partnered with VeggieGA. I purchased the first bed I'll show you there. They did choose to send me one afterwards because they liked my video. I'll link that video in here, and also we have a discount code, Ravenwood 10. That will also be down below, just in case you forget, along with the link. If you're interested, I think their quality is they're well built. Obviously, it's a product that time will tell, but we do have some cheap ones we purchased off Amazon to kind of compare. So out of all this, we've purchased a lot of this stuff ourselves, and none of the things we share here that we may be affiliated with in some shape or form, typically it's something I've already used, and then I reach out to them to see if they want to provide me with an affiliate link. That way, when I'm providing you guys with a review or something, hopefully I can get you at least a 10% discount. Yes, I get some small commission if you do purchase something, but you're also getting a discount. So I think it's a win-win. We don't do anything that we haven't tested first. So, there's a lot of things I can do a pretty good assessment, in my opinion, with my background, on initially to understand if it's going to be a piece of crap or not. Let's see. Like I said, we got lots going on. I got some work to do on the greenhouse here. This will probably be here for another 2 years before we remove it and build a pole barn or workshop style something in here. We haven't decided on the exact. Probably get a couple quotes before we decide, because ideally I want to do as much of the work as I can as possible to save myself some money, because there's quite a bit of excavation work that needs to be done, and I know I can save myself money there by renting and doing the work, or buying an excavator, using it for 6 months, and then selling it. So, yeah, well, if you have any questions, check out our website, theravenwoodacres.com. Links obviously will be down below. You can put questions, comments down below. Check out our social media links. Our Instagram account's finally back up. I think they didn't like the fact that I was in South Korea. They suspended my account or whatever. But thanks for watching. Have a great day.